Angela, I would love to hear from you. I can't think how long you've been on the capsules now. It's a little
May.
while. So
Yeah,
May, okay. So yeah, what, 9 months? So it'd be
yeah,
lovely to hear your story because I know you're super fit, you're a personal trainer, you've got two jobs. So it'd be really nice to hear kind of why the capsules made sense to you and what you felt since being on them.
yeah, certainly. So I always try and look for the science behind whatever I take. I don't always understand the science because um I'm not sciencey at all, but my daughter is. She's currently doing her master's in molecular biology. So whenever I mention any kind of supplement that I'm going to take or signpost a client to, she's normally straight online and finds a paper and then sends me a paper and tells me why that paper has credibility. So our capsules, she's all for. She doesn't want to take them herself, but she's all for me taking them. And I started the capsules in May last year. I'd been on HRT the year before that, and HRT just didn't agree with me to the point where when I went for my review a year after having started taking HRT, I'd said to the doctor, I feel like I'm carrying rocks around in my tummy, and I feel and look like I'm about 5 months pregnant, which I'm definitely not. So went to be checked out by the doctor, and the doctor referred me for an ultrasound and said, there's a possibility you might have fibroids. There's something going on in there which is not okay. So you need to come off your HRT whilst we check that out. So I immediately came off the HRT, went for the ultrasound, didn't have fibroids or anything else nasty. But that conversation with the doctor had led on to a conversation around if you do have fibroids, the lowest level is we just treat them, we kind of zap them. The worst case scenario is you might need to have a hysterectomy. Now I wasn't that bothered about the hysterectomy, but I was bothered about the fact that I'd got divorced 2.5 years before that. I was on my own. I've got two dogs, a career, a job as a personal trainer and fitness instructor. I haven't got time to be ill and to be laid up after surgery. There's not a sob story, but there is nobody else who can come and help and do stuff. There's just me. So that bit scared the heebie-jeebies out of me. So when they checked and said everything was fine or you can go back on your HRT, my answer was no, I don't think so. I'd rather really hone in on my gut health and manage it that way. So I honed in on my gut health, and then I was introduced to the capsules by Beth, looked at the science behind it, and started on the fruit and veg. I've had none of those perimenopause and menopause symptoms since I've started taking the fruit and veg capsules. So I haven't had the itchy skin, the itchy scalp. I hadn't had the night sweats for a year. They've started to come back a little bit, but bearing in mind I've just turned 50, so I've now gone with the berries and the omegas as well as the fruit and veg. I do get a little bit of brain fog, but sometimes I think that's because I've got multiple things coming at me at work. But I certainly don't get it as much. So I do think the capsules, and then you kind of hone in your other nutrition as well, don't you? So you start looking at your health on that wider scale. But so far, those capsules have definitely helped me manage those menopause symptoms. When I'm teaching women, I often hear lots of women come to me in class and say, oh, I can't do a plank because my wrists are bad. I can't do this because of this. And you can, if your attitude to menopause is going to be that it's going to take over and not let you do stuff, that's not the right mindset to have. So I think it's just about finding something that can support you maintaining that functional fitness.
That's absolutely amazing because I'm always amazed that with menopause, it happens to 50% of the population and that women's hormones change and they're going to change as we get older. But we know that from the capsules, there was a independent, like a study that was done, and we know that they were studying menopausal women, and they reported better sleep, less hot flushes, less mental exhaustion, less irritability. So the fact that you have been able to not go back on the medication, but being able to sort of manage your symptoms naturally and increase your nutrition and become more health aware as well with the nutrition, that's just absolutely amazing. And the fact that you're now doing the berries and omegas as well, because omegas are so good for hormone balancing and the polyphenols in the berries. That's just amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
Amazing.